Alrighty, hey there guys, Rooster here again with another update on one of my personal rigs. I was meaning to cover this particular system in one of my other videos, but I felt that it was unnecessary and kind of pointless since it's actually still not done. It was kind of done at one point, but it wasn't exactly, well, how I wanted it to be. This has been a work in progress, slowly but surely, mostly because of money, so I've been, I like to look for the bargains and not waste that much money, and God. I've been repainting my den, and I just put this spoiler thing on the back. This is a top exhaust. It's supposed to look like a spoiler. I just realized there's paint on it. I'm going to have to get that off later. It's latex paint. Should come off fairly simple, but that was kind of annoying me just now. But yeah, if you don't already know, this is the Antec P180, the precursor to the P280. Still silence optimized. Each of the panels has that sound dampening within it. Probably not as silent as the P280. But either way, what happened was, this is honestly the biggest case I've had. I mean, here's my body, and here's the case. And this is, actually, I don't even know the measurements, honestly. I have to check that. But either way, it is the biggest case I've ever had up to date. It weighs a ton, and I still don't have everything that I want in it. Just need to swap a few things out. But again, what was I going to say? Yeah, this thing weighs a ton. I mean, there are bigger cases out there, but this weighs a ton. So, yeah, here's a little glimpse at the back, the I/O shield, the display outputs, and the power supply. Let's go ahead and get this open. I'll show you what I've done so far and what I plan to do. Let's get these thumb screws off, which I certainly prefer. So many cases that still don't come with thumb screws. I'm like, why? It's ridiculous. Oh, tell me this thing's gonna be a bitch to open again. There we go. Little thing that pissed me off. I have no idea why this panel would get stuck sometimes, but the little things here that grab onto the, the holes meant for it to align. I have no idea why they wouldn't come off, and I tried to shimmy it off, and they broke. But luckily, God, I lost my mind when they broke. It was like, oh my God. But luckily, it still stays pretty snug, and it's not that big of a deal. But just to point out, that's what I had in mind earlier, and it slipped my mind. But I got this case brand new off of Craigslist for $25 freaking dollars. The guy had it in a box. He never opened it. He never freaking used it. It was brand new in box, basically sealed, and tape and everything still wrapped up. But anyway, $25 when originally this retailed for $150 or more back in the day. So, components-wise, there's an AMD Athlon quad core in here right now, just so I had the system running. What I plan to do is drop an 8350 in here eventually. And we have some Corsair Vengeance, 8 gigabytes of that running at rated at 2133, but it's running at 1600 due to the Athlon's limitation. A little simple Rosewool fan here. Why did I put this one here? Wasn't there another one here? Why did I? Oh, there wasn't. Or did I move one around? Maybe I moved one around. I don't remember now. But this does come with Tri-Cool fans, I believe. Antec's Tri-Cool fans. I think that's what they're called. And they each have their own little voltage attenuator right here. So it lets me put it on high, low, medium, etc., etc. Right now I pretty much have them all on low because the system doesn't really run that hot. Now the board is an Asus M5A. What is it? I know it's a M5A99FX, 990FX chipset, Pro Revision 2.0. I would have gone for the Sabertooth, but the only reason why I didn't, well, I originally did want to go for a blue, red, and kind of yellow scheme, kind of a Superman color kind of thing, but being that I did have this case, and I got it for $25, I figured, hey, this case is solid, I need silence in the room because of my recordings. And I figured, let me use this, and I'm, being that I'm using this case, I can't quite, I can't quite see the inside of it, so color isn't really going to matter anymore until I have a case with a side window. So anyway, why didn't I go with the Sabertooth? Well, the Sabertooth, I think, was like $30-40 more than this, and really they all had about the same functionality and features, except maybe the V-Regs, the actual power delivery system on the Sabertooth looked a bit beefier than this. But there are people running 9590s, the $300 FX chips on these already, so obviously this board can handle a lot. Here we have a really old school XFX 5770 Radeon. Got this locally again on Craigslist for $10. Originally what happened was the plastic shroud on it, and see, this is even before AMD bought out ATI, but what happened was the plastic shroud broke, And I thought maybe just some screws were missing, and I figured, okay, that's an easy fix. But it turned out that the little plastic stems at the screws here in the back of the, the back plate, behind the GPU core itself, that the plastic stems that those screws go into actually broke, and I figured probably due to the heat over time. The plastic must have become brittle and it just broke off. So I had no real way of attaching this again. I was like, shit, well, I'll give you $10 for it anyway. So anyway, I just ended up super gluing it, and it works fine. I replaced the thermal grease and put some new stuff, and it's working just great. And this, I don't know, I'm probably going to put some, again, the thing is closed. I can't see the inside of the system, but I still want to get the cabling as neat as possible. I'm probably going to get rid of this split tubing. It's so stupid. And over here, power supply-wise, I have a Cooler Master i600 watt. Well, the model's i600, and of course it's 600 watts. This is 80 plus bronze. And yeah, let's see. So yeah, 5770, the board, Athlon X4, nothing. I might be, when this system's ready to go, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the 5770. I might drop in a GTX 460 that I also got on Craigslist for basically $5-10. And it's crazy, guys, what you can find locally. People just don't know how to price their stuff, or they just want to get rid of it, and you'll get it for pennies on the dollar. And but just to point out, this system, the way it is right now, when I had it running, because what happened was I had two Maxtor, or Maxter, however you want to say it, Diamond Max 10s, two of them running in RAID 0 for my OS and programs. And I think I tried out BioShock Infinite on this at 1080p, very high settings. So Athlon X4, very simple quad core, nothing balls to the walls, 8 gigs of RAM, 1600 megahertz, and this 5770, which was not overclocked, this is purely stock. And it ran BioShock Infinite very high at 1080p, 30 FPS and above. It did not dip below 20. I was actually very surprised. I didn't think this 5770 would have that much bite left in it, but it does. Only thing that I don't like about this is, well, it's a blower style cooler for one. Where's the damn fan? There it is. So it does get kind of noisy once this thing gets a load, even inside this, well, silence optimized case. But yeah, so once I actually have all this done, I may drop in the GTX 460, see how that does. But what the real thing that's keeping me from having this done is just I want to drop an SSD in here instead of those stupid hard drives. And right now I have a WD-120 Caviar SE, whatever, a SATA 1.5 back there somewhere. And then right here in the middle is a 1 terabyte Seagate Barracuda. Shit, did I say a Seagate Caviar? Western Digital Caviar, whatever. And then here I have a 1 terabyte Seagate in the front for my mass storage. And this one's pretty fast. It beats the Western Digital Black 1 terabyte in many tests. So it was on sale. I had a gift card, and I went ahead and got that. But what I want to plan on doing here is, depending within the next week or so, I may either get a Samsung 840 EVO 120 gigabyte SSD, or depending on the price, either an ADATA SP900 128 gigabyte and give me that extra 8 gigabytes because I believe trim is turned off on that drive, so I get that extra 8. Or maybe the SSD now V300 from Kingston, which is only 120, and that one dips down to like $69.99 very often. So we'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much it, really. Nothing else to talk about. I got another Tri-Cool fan here. I love the fact that they accentuate the voltage right here to slow them down and make them more silence optimized. I love that. Rose a little fan there that's got red LEDs. I do plan, the case does stay closed, but I think I'm going to get some BitPhoenix Alchemy strips, the LED strips with the, 3M or adhesive on the side, I guess, whatever you want to say. Maybe put it on the bottom of the case to give it this kind of glow, but I may have to put different rubber feet down there so it stands up a little bit more, and we'll see how that goes. A little technique, if you guys want to know, if you have a SATA cable that's too long, wrap your SATA cable around a pen or pencil very tightly, loop it around the entire length of the pencil, then you get this very, very neat wiring. And yeah, as you can see, it's an older Antec case, so you have this weird compartment down here that a lot of cases today even still have basements. But the way they intended for this to be used was have all the wires come up through this little hole here. There was no cable management on the back, but I did manage to tape down a lot of thin wires back there. For example, the fans. See, you don't see the fan cords anywhere. They're all taped in the back and hidden. And a few other power cords, maybe. I'm not sure what else. I think some SATA cables too, maybe. I gotta get this one out of the way, but oh no, actually this is, what is this for? This is actually probably for down here for an SSD. What I'm probably gonna end up doing is probably either drop the SSD over here to make the run really short, or if I want to put it down here and isolate it, because this fan does suck this way, it takes away heat from the hard drives, I may put it down here and just kind of Velcro it on top of the 1 terabyte. I may do that. But yeah, so this will be my main rig once it's done. I want to drop an 8350 in there, like I said, and that's pretty much it. I mean, the 5770 still does its job. I don't do a whole heck of a lot of gaming, guys, but once this system is done and I have my SSD in here, I'm probably still going to be running off of the Athlon quad-core for a bit before I get that 8350. But I at least want to start streaming more, you know, get some more gameplay footage, and just, yeah, I may just, I don't know. We'll see. But once I get the 8350 in here, for sure, definitely more streaming, more gameplay, and this will be my main video editing rig for sure. And then eventually someday in the future, 16 to 32 gigabytes of RAM instead of just the 8. I would love to find a matching pair, but then I would still be left with only 16, so I might end up selling these at one point and just get a dual 16 kit and, you know, drop 32 in here, and I'll be complete for a while. Well, yeah, guys, that's one of my updates here on my personal rigs. Give me a like if you like my configuration. I mean, it is kind of a Frankenstein build at the moment, but just keep in mind of what I said I plan for it to be. And I don't know, share with me in your comments what your rig is. If you know, yeah, if you have a Frankenstein rig yourself, go ahead and tell me what's in it. Let's talk a little bit, guys. Well, yeah, so stay tuned for more videos, guys, and thanks for watching.